Right, sometimes when you're doing videos, things refuse to go right. Um, this is a case in point. This is almost the finished picture, but I was going to show you the final processes. But when I videoed it, it turned out really blurry, strange. So I can't go back unless I paint the whole picture again, up to the point where I was going to continue. So what I've done instead, it's just one of those things happens, you know. All I was going to do is put in details. So I've basically done the three main areas of the boat, the balloon and one of the boats. And I'm going to show you what I did onto this one, on this one, if that makes any sense. Right, so let's have a look at one of these first. Let's do the balloons, it's the easier one. Right, if on the previous video we went from one colour, red, to yellow, and we let them fuse together, so we've got a light area here, darkness to light. Now what I did was put some lines down the balloon, and they obviously got to give you the impression of a three-dimensional balloon shape. So the middle line is straight, and then these slightly curve, and those slightly curve the other way. They should get closer together, but to be honest, when it's so small a part of the painting, that's good enough. Okay, so then you need to go over those pencil lines not with black, but with a darkish grey, bluey grey. Just follow your pencil lines. Whoops, that was a bit strong, wasn't it? Too much water on the brush. Take them down. I often work in little strokes rather than trying to draw a single line all the way down, mainly because you can control the direction much better. If you try and do it in one movement, you might be lucky. It's far easier if you just slow down, do it in lots of little strokes till you've got across. Okay, like that. Now that's a bit strong, so what you can do now is to use a little bit of colour and just blend the lines into the balloon, almost as if the lines are holding the balloon back, so the balloon is bulging in each of the squares. Okay, get some more water and just keep going like this. And when you get over to the red side, you may have to change your colour a bit to balance out. And you just keep working at it till it starts to feel like there's lumps, if you like, in the balloon. Okay, so that's it. One colour to a lighter colour, lines both ways, curving, fill in the squares to make the feeling that it's a soft, pliable material. Right, let's have a go at the boat in the distance now. So we've got the basic shape. Going to get some black. Start to put in, emphasize the planks in the wood. So I'm going to change brushes in a moment. This one's deciding not to work very well. This is a rigger. If you look closely, you see that it's a long haired brush. They're great for trees, branches in trees and things like this. So we're going to put some lines in here. You can blend them in. You don't need much detail because this boat's in quite a way off. Put a bit of colour if you like. Leave some little areas of white, don't fill the whole thing in. There we go. Right, now we've got the mast, so we'll put the mast in. Oops, no we won't. Yes we will. No we won't. Come on. I have more trouble with this one video than I've had with all the previous 7 or 8. I don't know why. Just decided to be obstinate. Okay, now if you're putting details on something that's a long way off, you don't want to be, oh there you go, it started to work now, too specific. You want to actually confuse the eye, so you need to put in marks that could be all sorts of things on the mast, bits of rope, bits of rigging, bits of angles and brackets and God knows what else, and just to give the impression of something rather than try and be too specific. You know, you don't want a giant parabolica or whatever on it. Okay, now you've got to put the rigging in. This is where you do need one line, so you need to charge your brush and go just once all the way. If it breaks up a little bit as it's going, that's fine. It's kind of so far away that it looks more realistic in a way than a solid line. So you know, you've got to decide where you're going to start, where you're going to end up, and head from one to the other with confidence. So we're going to put one down there, and you can put as many as you want, you know, till it looks right. Okay. With the cabin on the back, again, don't be too specific. Oh, I don't know. You need, often suggestion is much better than photographic realism, if you like. So I'm just knocking in a cabin like that, and on top of the cabin again put a few marks that could be anything. Could be an aerial, could be a life thing or whatever the thing is. Okay, so it's just a suggestion. You can even add people. Put a couple of people in. Again, don't overdo it. Just a little blob for the body and a little blob for the head. And that's it. Okay, so that is you can add little extras as you go along. You can start putting in some reflections, but that's another project at the moment. Right, now we've got this. Where are we? Let's put this in the middle of the thing. There's the final one again. Okay, so we've done that, or that one. We've done those. Right. Now, this is the back of the boat. Don't draw solid lines, always break them up. To start with anyway, you know. So we've got the inside of the boat, which is just showing up here. Okay, because that's the front. So now we can do the same. We can start to build in, try and get these curves right so they feel right. If you get the angles wrong, it suddenly flattens out or bends the boat too much. So we're going to, I'm going to change my brush again because now I don't need something quite so small. And start off by putting some colour in one end, taper it off, and then go to the other end and come back in this way. That leaves a lighted area in the middle. We've got under the boat, we've got this dark area in under here which we can build in. Don't get rid of all the red. And then when you come to put one into the other, you can just build the shadows in a little bit. Okay. Leave that like that for the moment. Tackle another area, something like the back. We've got this, I don't know what they call that. It's where the ruddery thing would go. This angle has changed because you're on a different surface. You can even change the colour. Okay, now this boat's hovering in midair. So we've got the mud and sand and whatever else it is underneath there. So that's where your shadow is going to be. This is just burnt sienna and some Payne's grey mixed into it as well. Okay, and then fade it away. As it goes out, it gets less intense. Take it down as well. You can blot, sometimes you get nice effects that come in handy. And then you can go underneath here again. You can see how that dark has faded quite a lot into the painting. It does. I mean, you lose a third of the power in the paint. So you can paint, more than once, and don't be too worried if your original colour appears to be a bit too strong. And then you try to indicate little shapes and rocks and stones and whatever else you want in there. And this is how you go about creating the illusion, which is painting, because painting is an illusion, it's not reality. In that sense, you need to step back as well every so often and just check what you've just painted. There's something a little bit strange there. Given time, I would sort that out and alter it. But if you try and do the whole thing in one go, it generally doesn't work. So we've got the balloon, the boat and the other boat, and these are the three aspects which this other boat is a repeat of this one. The building is kind of the same as this this area here, you know, leaving little light areas. The water, I tried to knock the colour back a bit because I think it's too strong. And you can see the similarity between that and that. So hopefully I've rescued the video without having to completely paint the whole thing again. Right, the next video will be something different. We'll move away from watercolours just for a little bit. We'll always come back because it's my favourite really. But there's lots of other things that I like to try, and some of them are really quite exciting, if you like. So I hope you stick with me. Hope you keep looking at my videos. Or if you care to press the subscribe button, which appears in the bottom right hand corner towards the end of the video. It doesn't affect you in any way other than it helps my channel record how many people are, you know, showing some sort of sign of interest, basically. Okay, right, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.